Welcome, everybody out there in the internet, to episode 107 of Sis and Big Pops Culture. That's right. I am Big Pops Todd Turner, also known as Mosaic Fan Art. And with me, as always, is the one, the only.
Hi, sweet friends. I am Hannah Jo, aka Sis. And together, we are an adult daughter and father duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family friendly.
You know any other Hannah Joes? The one, the only? I don't.
I'm certain that there probably is another Hannah Jo that lives in the world.
Really? Which world? Our world?
This one?
The nether world? The alternate world?
This one?
Okay. This one?
I mean, hey, I'm definitely not the only Hannah. Hannah was the most popular name the year I was born.
Well, you would have been Caleb if you were a boy.
Well,
so.
I'm glad to be Hannah Jo.
Mom would have been Larry.
Mom was going to be Larry?
Yeah, how terrible.
I'm
nothing
dead.
Nothing against
Mom
Larry's.
was going to be Larry. Okay, can I tell you a side story really quick?
Well, no, not if it's going to make fun of all of our many listeners who are named Larry.
It's not. It's funny.
Okay.
Our pastor at church, Pastor Tom, whenever he cannot think of a name or a person does not have a name, he will call the person Larry. And so there's a story in the Bible where Jesus heals no, it's Peter.
Peter cuts the dude's ear off. Is that what he's talking about?
Peter, it's an Acts where he heals this lame man's
Silver
leg.
and gold I have none, but what I have.
No, he heals a lame man, and the lame man can walk. And it's like, this was done in the power of Jesus.
Right.
And he called him Lame Larry.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
And so now and this was a year ago, and he will sometimes still reference Lame Larry, and we just giggle about it.
That's funny. Okay. Well, now that we're done with
Bible story time.
I don't even know if that's true. Hannah, tell everybody what we do here.
Hi, friends. We are going to start as usual with some nerd news. We're going to talk about what we've been binging. Dad is going to share his pull list with us, and we are going to review the
2007. I think it's 2007.
Interstellar? Are we talking about the same movie?
2014. You're right. 2014.
Oh, I was definitely in college when that movie came out.
2014. Yes.
Movie Interstellar, which we watched this weekend that my husband had never seen, but I definitely had.
They wrote the screenplay. They were hired to write the screenplay in 2007.
Oh, that took a very long time.
I know. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Okay, love.
But first of all, let's get on with the nerd news to us. So this is where Hannah and I bring you all the latest cutting news that really is not. It's just, we just scoured the internet to tell stuff that we like.
I have three pieces because
I have several. So you just hit me with your three.
Okay. Do you remember Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, I know. I don't remember who Jake Gyllenhaal is.
In the Disney film Prince of Persia.
Oh, come on. It's fantastic.
That movie is garbage, but it's beautiful.
I know. Come on. It's like, it was when they made.
So fun. The Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
I loved it. I'm sorry. I loved it.
We watched it.
I loved the movie.
We loved that movie. Okay.
So why are you bringing that up?
Disney is rumored to be rebooting it again.
What? And they still can't get John Carter right.
They can't get John Carter right, but they're going to redo Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
Oh, well, gosh. I don't know. We'll have to go back and watch this one again.
Oh, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time with Jake Gyllenhaal.
The lamest movies that we both love.
Oh, I love Prince of Persia.
So we can't do Madam Web because I think it's garbage, pun garbage. Oh, yeah. Even though you like it.
Madam Web, no.
You said it was one of those movies that you liked because it was bad.
It's up for a Razzie. Did you know that?
Well, there you go. Who knows?
So is So is Joker. So is the second Joker movie.
Didn't see that one.
The second Joker movie is up for a Razzie.
If that tells you something, I watched Madam Web and did not watch the Joker.
Joker 2. I'm dead.
All right.
Prince of Persia is
reboot.
Potentially
all the
rebooting.
Money's there. That's just terrible. Okay.
I just think that is so funny. That cracked me up. And I remember, I think we maybe even saw that in the theaters.
We probably did. If I'm not mistaken, Ben Kingsley's the villain, or was one of the parts in that. Like Gandhi himself. Oh, well, anyway.
Oh, Ed had a funny joke.
Yeah, well, that was I put some comics up for sale. Ed, one of our friends in the chat, because we do record this live video on Facebook, which is open to anyone, even the people from Nigeria that want to try to sell us stuff like a Prince. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Nigerian Prince is always up in our comment section.
There was a comic crossover, John Carter of Mars Attacks. So Mars Attacks and John Carter. It's great, by the way. All right. What else you got, Hannah?
Okay. Did you know that they are doing Suits in LA?
Okay, so you liked that show. I never watched it.
The show was really good. This was a show that it's also kind of cutie.
And what is this? This is adulty?
Yeah, it's adulty. Suits is about these two gentlemen who work in a law firm. One is not actually a lawyer because he didn't actually graduate and he never passed the bar. And that is like a big deal because he's a lying liar about that. A Duchess is in it. Meghan Markle is in it.
Okay.
But
you are not going to convince me to watch it. So
no, I'm not. Here's the thing: are the first couple of seasons very good? Yes, 100% they are.
Okay.
Something that happens is that they all start feeling and sounding the same, and it starts becoming very formulaic because this was not a show that came out in the time of binging. This is a show that was on TV for an extended period of time.
That makes sense.
Right? And so that's how it was. It was
a week later, you're like, oh, okay.
You're like, oh, what happened? Or like, oh, I remember that character. And like, you know what I mean? So
I got
watching them all back by like season 4, I'm like, I'm tired.
Gotcha.
I'm tired. But I think that this would have been a really fun show to have watched like when they were coming out because this was a show that Trevin and I first started watching when we first started dating. And so it's extra cutie because of that too.
So they're doing a reboot in LA?
Yeah, because it takes place.
That show's fire. Was that bad?
That was bad.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Sorry.
It takes place in New York, but it's not actually New York. It's Quebec.
Well, then how's it called Suits LA if it's in New York but really Quebec?
The Suits first season took place in New York, but it was filmed in Quebec. And this new one is like a spin-off in LA.
All right. Okay. Hey, I'm going to give you one piece of my news right now.
Okay, love.
Peter Jackson came out and said what his favorite Lord of the Rings movie was.
What was it? It was
Two Towers.
I was going to say it's Two Towers for sure.
Why were you going to say Two Towers? Tell me why.
Okay. The world, we're settled into the world. So you don't have to do a lot of like world or lore building.
But you do for the Rohan. I mean, anyway, go ahead.
You're like really settled into the world. The characters kind of know who they are at that point. Like the actors kind of like know who the characters are. They know how they're playing them. They know you can watch growth happen.
Okay.
In that season. That season, it's a movie. In that movie, you can like watch the growth happen. Gollum is cool in that movie. There's like triumph over evil that's like immediate, but you also still know that something is coming. So it's like
massive battle scenes.
Yeah. So and it feels like tied in a bow, but you also have something to like anticipate.
Okay. All right. So what would you say your favorite Lord of the Ring movie it would be? That's a hard one.
It's a hard one.
I think, that's so I could see Two Towers.
I could see Two Towers being it. Your favorite Star Wars is the second one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's something about a trilogy. The second
And
one
probably
is like
my
fire.
favorite Star Trek is the second one.
Yeah. So Khan!
Oh, the dog just barked because he heard me yell Khan.
Sorry, Gigi. I don't know. My favorite line is, of course, in the first one.
Okay. Yes.
My favorite line from The Lord of the Rings is in Fellowship.
Yeah, but it's not in the movie.
It's not
in the movie.
But
It's in the extended release.
Extended edition.
Guess what my favorite line in the Two Towers is?
Throw me.
No, but that's a good one. You tell me your name, Master Horseman, and I'll tell you mine. When that whole entire, I would cut your head off if it raised a little, higher, and then
Shall I get you a stool?
Legolas tells. That's funny too. That's funny. Yeah. So anyway, what else you got?
Watching their friendship kind of blossom is really sweet, and it's Two Towers. Okay, fave is Two Towers. The greatest adventure.
The only way to watch it.
What lies ahead.
And if people don't know what that is, then you need to watch the Rankin Bass cartoon.
Chef's
Okay.
kiss. Okay. I didn't know that they're still making Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah, apparently I saw they're making another one.
They're still making Jurassic Park movies. I need you to know that I looked at this photo and was like, Scarlett Johansson?
Didn't know. No clue.
Scarlett Johansson?
Listen, she's in the running to be the next host of the Today Show.
Why?
The Hoda Kotb and Jenna Bush had at the third hour was their big thing, and they've been running people through with Jenna because Hoda just retired to be, and she was there for a whole week. So I don't know.
do?
I don't know, but now her husband works for CBS. He's the big SNL
Colin.
anchor. Yeah, but what did you want to say about
I just honestly, okay, so the picture that I saw was Jonathan Bailey, who's huge right now. He was in Bridgerton, which is a Netflix TV show for grown-ups.
Gotcha.
He was in Wicked. He was Fiyero in Wicked. Jonathan Bailey, the Dancing Through Life, that song. Jonathan Bailey.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Anywho,
it's a big deal in that. Okay, whatever. And now he's in this. I'm like, what are you doing? Staying booked and busy is what this man is doing.
Yeah, and apparently they're going to have a scene that was cut from the original book is going to be included in this. So I don't know.
I just thought that was so funny. I was like, okay, Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson star in a Jurassic Park movie.
Listen, speaking of stuff that they're still making, so there's another Aliens. So we talked about Aliens Romulus, the movie I saw.
We did.
But there's a new series coming out on Hulu from FX called Alien Earth.
Oh my goodness.
And the poster says it's got an alien, but on its head, it looks like part of the Earth. Like you can see a shadow of the Earth, and it's like we were safer in space. Here's the deal. Aliens get to Earth. It's over. It's over. But it all feels the same. I'm like, how can you... And apparently it's going to be 3 companies fighting against each other to get the alien and do the technology. So I don't know. But it's going to be a TV series. It starts in the summer.
Okay.
Will I watch it? Probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is... Okay. Anytime I think about aliens coming to Earth, I think about the book, The Host by Stephanie Meyer, who's the girly pop who wrote Twilight. You have a Twilight something?
No, that was one girly pop.
One girly pop. Okay. And that book is so good. There's an alien species that comes to Earth and they silently take over.
Didn't they make one movie?
Of the Host? Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Was Saoirse Ronan in it?
I don't know who the people are.
I'm right.
You're just making jump. You're just going blur. Was she in it? Okay. So, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Family horror film. Have you ever heard of a family horror film? No. Listen, when I was when I was a young boy in the college ages, Clive Barker was a huge name in horror. Okay, you can look him up and see what he's done. But on March the 7th, we get an animated family horror film called Night of the Zoopocalypse.
Oh no.
where apparently a meteor strikes a zoo and turns some of the zoo animals into zombie-like creatures. And you get like 4 or 5 of the different animals that are trying to save all the animals.
That's so silly.
Like a lemur obsessed with movies. It looks really, really
Is
funny.
It cartoon or
yes.
is it
cartoon?
Good.
Animated.
Good.
100% animated.
It sounds like silly penguins of like silly Madagascar.
Yeah. Penguins.
The penguins of Madagascar.
Yes. So, but there's just like a itty bitty teaser, like just barely 30 seconds that you could look online. But I thought that was really funny.
That there probably is more like family friendly kind of spooky movies out there than we know because.
Yeah, like Ed in the thing just posted Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Do you remember Monster House?
Yeah, but that was a little scary.
That was, here's the thing. She's not a spooky movie girly pop. She's I have to run and hide. Let me excuse myself to go to the bathroom and then never come back.
Gotcha.
A spooky movie watching girl.
Gotcha. But
so I do think that part of it is like we're just not aware of what this could be.
That might be true. Yeah. What else? Oh, Lego One Piece.
Okay.
So Netflix, One Piece, and Lego are going together, and they're going to make Lego One Piece stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, which I'm ready for the Lego Fantastic Four stuff, which is going to just go psycho crazy this year when it all comes out.
Yeah. You ready to jump?
Yeah, it'll drive your mom crazy.
You gonna hop on it?
I know, that's terrible.
It's not terrible. You're allowed to have a thing you're excited about.
They've come out and basically said that the Avengers Doomsday isn't really going to isn't going to be an Avengers movie at all.
It's Fantastic Four Doomsday.
It's Fantastic Four.
That's fun.
Which makes a lot of sense for people who don't know. In the Secret War and Avengers Battle World, I don't know what they're all calling them, but anyway, there was a comic book that came out where Doctor Doom recreates the entire multiverse, and Reed Richards isn't even there, but because he's trapped on another spaceship that's been stuck. They call it a life raft, and there's like so many people stuck in that life raft. But Doctor Doom recreates the entire world with like different places and different people from the Marvel Universe rule different territories. And he is the king, God, Emperor Doom, God Doom, basically. And Sue Storm is his wife.
He likes her. Yeah, we know that from Jessica Alba, Fantastic Four.
It all comes down to Reed Richards, saving the whole entire thing. So I think we should read that and talk about that. Okay. It's a little convoluted for some people who aren't regular readers, but,
I will do my best.
All right. That's all I got.
Perfect.
That's my news. What are you binging, Hannah?
Okay. Of course, Interstellar.
Okay.
We watched Interstellar, which is what we're going to talk about later. We started watching Miracle, the hockey movie.
Yes.
And I was like, have I seen this?
I'm sure you have.
I'm
your mom and I love
have. But I was like, he's in this? Big Trouble in Little China. I was like, what are you doing here, my guy?
That's hilarious. Kurt Russell.
I'm like, I couldn't remember his name. I'm like, what are you doing in here? I'm like, hi, Sky. What are you doing?
Yes, that's exactly right.
He looked so old in this.
I know. Yeah.
They made him look so old in this.
So that's a Disney. That is a Disney channel.
Disney.
It's on Disney. So you can watch that on Disney. And it's a
PG.
great movie.
He's mean.
Yeah. I mean, it's based on a true story, which is funny because, that happened. I was a kid in 1980 when that happened. And there was such huge tension between the United States and Russia when all that went on. And the funny thing is, it's not even the gold medal round when they play Russia.
That's the one before.
Yeah, it's the bronze, basically.
We haven't finished it. So thanks for spoiling this historic event. No, I'm just kidding. It's an historic event. You're not actually spoiled.
No, that's right. That happened, 44 years ago. Yeah,
this is history.
45 years ago.
Guess what book count I'm at? It's January 28th.
End of the year, 32.
38.
That was close.
Book count at 38. The big thing that I binged this week is my copy of Onyx Storm by Rebecca.
Did you get it?
I got it. She's beautiful.
Awesome.
My dear sweet husband, whom I love so very much.
Did you get an extra copy?
No, I did not get an extra copy.
Okay.
I only got one copy. I was supposed to get it on Tuesday. I didn't get it until Thursday. And then I had to go to work, and then then I drive all the way back home. Anyways, I didn't get to read very much of it. And so on Saturday, all I wanted to do was read it. But
all I want to do is read.
Heaven and I don't
no
get to spend.
What.
We don't get to spend a lot of time together anymore.
I gotcha.
He had such a wonderful idea. We went into this is going to make me sound awful. We went into the hole, which is the tiny room that his computer and marimba live in, which is probably where he's sitting right now. And he played video games, and I sat and read my book and talked to him about my book. I was trying to explain the plot to him, and he said that I spoke nonsense for 10 minutes before I decided to stop. He literally timed me.
That happens.
I'm gosh. This is so good, and then this happened, and then this happened, and what do you think about this? I was going to show you it. It's pretty.
Well, now I've seen pictures of it online for some of my friends got it. It's upside down. Yep. That's what I saw.
I am rereading it because I read it so quick the first time because I needed to know what happened and make sure that nothing bad happened to the people I liked and some bad things happened to the people that I liked.
All right.
So I have to read it again.
Just a quick thumbs up, thumbs down. Yes, read it. No, read it.
Yes, read it. Fire.
All right, there you go.
Hannah if you're a mom or a grown up.
Like how many, like on the Fujiwara scale, I don't even know what that means. 1 to 5 being 5 being the worst. I think that has to do with hurricanes. Is it a 5? No, wait. No. We don't
like in how emotionally wrecked I am?
How big of a storm is it? Is it a 5 storm or a 1 storm?
Whoa. It's an Onyx Storm.
It's a 5 storm.
Let me tell you. It is, the banter is top tier funny lines.
Awesome.
The battling was cool. The world building was fun. New magic stuff I have questions and concerns about. But now we will wait many moons for book 4. But we're halfway through. More than halfway through because it's a 5-book series and this was book 3.
All right.
2 more left.
Awesome.
Thank you for letting me talk about this dragon book.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
But that's really what I binged this week.
All right. So your mom and I went to a UK women's basketball game.
Oh, fun.
And got tickets through Ticketmaster. And when you buy tickets and you buy some stuff, it depends. They give you these 18 different things. Hey, do you want to free this? Do you want to free this? Click on this. So I got a free month of Apple TV. So
yeah, you did.
I took it. I took the free month of Apple TV, and I got to finish Silo Season 2.
Yay! Was it good?
It was good. Yes, very good. And of course, now there's going to be, it sets up for Season 3. Our girl who was sent out to clean in the end of Season 1 found another silo.
I was going to say she just kept going.
Found another silo, and inside it is Steve Zahn, the guy who played guitar in That Thing You Do.
Oh, yes.
Not bass guitar, but the other one.
Yes. And, funny one.
Called him Skitch. Yes. And so it's very sweet. I mean, it's a little bit scary at first, but it's sweet to know what, his character arc comes full circle at the end. And she ends up going back. There's a big rebellion in her old silo. And they're like getting ready to try to run outside. And she shows up just in time and starts cleaning in her suit. And she holds up a sign that says, "Do not come outside." Because you can't go outside. Mm-mm. But you come to find out that the silo it's got like a AI that runs the silo. And if people get too rowdy or think about taking over, it kills them all.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet it
It pumps air in from the outside. So, but she knows how to stop that. because the other silo she just came from, they stopped that from happening.
Okay.
So anyway, so I like Silo. And I'm on season 5 of The Big Bang Theory.
Hey.
I know. I just
It's
get sucked up
funny.
into it. Yeah. Yeah.
You sent me a video
Yes. It's a tiara.
Sheldon giving his lady love a tiara. Do you know that she's actually like a neuroscientist? Okay. I was going to say,
I do know that.
She's literally a scientist.
Yep, she is literally. Mm-hmm.
I think that's so funny. Not even figuratively. She's literally a scientist.
Now we are at the point where during its original run, the series was so popular and made so much money that people from the nerd world want to show up in it. Mm-hmm. So we've had LeVar Burton, Will Wheaton, Leonard Nimoy voice, Stephen Hawking. So which is cool. I've enjoyed that.
It's fun.
I did notice in the comic book shop that, like, if you look at all the comics on the stands, almost everything's DC.
Well, he's a DC guy. He wears the.
Well, it's made by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Which is DC.
Yeah.
So, but when Howie gets married, he gave every one of them my favorite comic book of all time.
Which is?
Fantastic Four Annual number 3. It's where Sue and Reed get married. It was the first comic.
They're in love.
Yes, it was like the first comic that had every superhero that was there in a popular magazine shows up in this book. It was the first time that it ever happened.
That's so fun.
And the villains from all of them also show up to stop the wedding. So yeah,
how dare?
Cool. Huh?
How dare?
Oh, it didn't work. Anyway, that's all I got.
Cute.
Yeah.
Dad.
What?
What's your pull list?
A pull list is a list of comic books that you ask your proprietor of your local comic book shop to pull for you. And they get them and put them back for you so that when you go there, they're there waiting on you. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share an independent book, which means it's not from either Marvel or DC. I'm going to do a Marvel book, a DC book, a new number 1, and my book of the week. Book of the week. Book of the week. Okay, listen to what happened. Listen to what happened.
What happened?
At my comic book shop last Wednesday.
Something bad? Good?
So a dude tried to steal stuff from him.
No!
Yes. And there was video of it. Like, a guy goes back there and he gets 3 graphic novels, sticks them in his shirt, zips it up. And then my buddy Steven, you could see him show up and he's like, give them back. Grabs them from him. Throws the guy out.
Y'all.
Isn't that crazy? I know. So he's a real superhero.
Yeah, he is. Protecting his stuff.
And I
doesn't
like comic books, but it's not worth stealing.
Don't steal them.
No. Yeah.
Anywho. Okay. If you cannot afford comic books, my dear sweet friends, you should go to your local library and get a library card. With the library card, you can
some places
any book that they have in the physical library, and some places,
most of them are graphic novels,
have access to Libby, where you can sometimes even request specific graphic novels or comic books that you would like to read, or Hoopla, where you can automatically download a certain number of
and a lot of those are some of them are brand new,
brand spanking new on Hoopla.
Hey, so yes, there are alternate ways to get your books that don't cost you a thing.
Not a single thing.
Don't tell your mom. Our friend Ed in the chat wanted to know if we discussed the Diamond bankruptcy.
We talked about that some last week.
But one of the things that has happened is with that, Diamond is a distributor of comic books, that the Antarctica Press has postponed all creator-owned works.
Oh, no.
Because they don't have any way to... I guess they must use Diamond exclusively, and so they're afraid that their books aren't being distributed correctly. So that is going to affect some people, and who knows? But
a lot of the books that we prefer are those
independent books.
Yeah, the stories are more fun.
Yeah.
Honestly. Oops.
Some of them are. Today, I've got an independent book.
Yes.
This is from Image.
Woo, our fave.
It is Hyde Street, Hyde Street, number 3. This is like a horror thing where bad things happen on the street, and they usher bad people end up on the street, and they get ushered into eternal bleepage.
Uh-oh.
And once you ferry so many souls, because there's a bunch of people competing on the street of ferrying souls to the bad guy, then once you meet your quota, you can leave the street. Like you get stuck there. And this is the two main characters are Pranky, who looks like a Boy Scout, and Mr. X-Ray, who wears like X-ray vision glasses. And you come to find out like his entire place where he has has all of the things that you used to be able to buy out of the back of comic books, like the X-ray glasses,
that's so
sea monkeys, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, this is basically their Christmas story, but it came out January. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, not mad.
But it's about a guy who was a robber who fell down a chimney in order to get away from the cops, and he ends up basically robbing Christmas.
Oh no!
Telling the little boy there is no Santa Claus. And then as he's leaving, he stumbles onto Hyde Street.
Womp womp.
And you think that these two characters are going to fight to ferry his soul to the bad guy or whatever. But another character shows up.
It's Santa Claus.
No.
Dang it.
Another character who is also there to ferry souls. And it's so confusing. His name is the Matinee Monster. And when you look, what he does is he does not ferry souls. He rescues them from the street.
That's so cute.
So he basically...
He's like, he was an accident.
He shows the bad guy what he did wrong, and he basically repents and gets saved and taken off the street. So they have like a scoreboard, like how many souls people have ferried across or whatever, and it's like Pranky has 18,000, X-Ray has 10,000, the Matinee Monster, 0.
Aww.
So, but the Matinee Monster does not look he looks pretty bad.
I bet he's spooky.
So this is a really cool book, and I think next issue, we're going to learn all about who that character is. So yeah, it's a plus.
Fun. Okay.
So my Marvel book...
Giving plot of that movie with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds that I can't remember what it was called.
Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. The Christmas movie? That did happen. That wasn't a fever dream, was it?
I was thinking Will Smith.
No.
Spirited.
Yeah. It's giving
It was a fever dream.
That movie was a fever dream.
Anyway. So my Marvel book is Ultimate Spider-Man number 13.
Okay.
So these Ultimate books in the Ultimate Universe are really cool because they are actually taking place in real time.
Okay.
So between the last issue and this issue, a month has passed. So you come to find out for 2 months, Peter Parker it's not Peter Parker. It's like, you know how Venom is a symbiote suit?
Yes.
Well, Peter Parker has an AI suit that can look like all kinds of stuff. Well, it was posing as him like all the time.
Absolutely not.
But Peter Parker is being held captive by Kraven the Hunter. And
awful movie that just came out.
Which my friend Ed loved.
I love that. I don't actually know if it's awful. I just know people are saying that it was awful.
But I'll watch it. Okay. But here's the deal. Back a long, long time ago when I was in high school and college, there was a run in Spider-Man that was Kraven's Last Hunt. And it's considered one of the best Spider-Man stories told ever.
Okay.
And this feels a little bit like that. So Kraven has him and the Green Goblin, who are friends.
Okay.
And they are going to now be hunted. So it's interesting to what's going to happen with all of this. Okay. And while this is all going on, Peter's son has been posing as him with a black and white suit. So.
Y'all.
Okay, listen. So my DC Comics it was a toss-up. So here's the deal. If you're not reading Absolute Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman, both Wonder Women books from DC.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I was right. Okay, good.
Absolutely. I think probably Absolute Wonder Woman is probably my favorite book right now.
That's the little princess?
That's the one. That's where Wonder Woman is. It's a new Wonder Woman story where she was raised in hell.
Yeah, the little
Circe.
princess. She fell and bumped her head or whatever. The little princess has bumped her head. Is that
No,
one?
no. That's the other one.
Okay, sorry.
That's the other Wonder Woman, but just fine too. So, yeah, I don't. I hate to spoil.
I'm just
these
literally
books,
gonna just write both Wonder Woman books.
They're amazing. The Absolute Wonder Woman, the art in it is fantastic. We're getting her trying to save the world from this evil creature, and she's using magic. Whereas the other Wonder Woman book is she's still fighting these old geezers who are trying to run the world.
How dare.
And in the last book, they basically destroyed everything they had. The one before, they took all their money. This one, they've destroyed all their property. And so now they've retreated back to the White House. So here we go.
My favorite thing that I remember from a Wonder Woman book is in Wonder Woman Dead Earth, where she makes a weapon out of
mace.
Yeah, out of Superman's spine.
Spine and skull.
Spine and skull.
Intertwined with her
magic lasso of truth.
That is awesome.
That's the most metal thing.
That is fantastic. No, the most metal was in the dark or death metal something that the comic that came out where she had a invisible chainsaw.
Oh,
that was cool.
I remember as a little girl, like playing Wonder Woman and being like, I'm in my invisible jet.
That's funny. Like, how could you tell where you parked it? Anyway. So listen, my new number one is also an image. It's an image book. This is a E for Everyone book.
Okay.
So will I keep getting it? I doubt it.
Okay.
But it is a good jumping on point for if you have children, especially if they like The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
This is called
popular.
Yeah, this is called The Patchwork Girl of Oz.
Okay.
And it follows a boy and his dad as they go back, as they travel to this professor. And it really follows real characters in the book from
L. Frank Baum's book.
Yeah. So this is like a real story put into comic book form. And it's a lot of art, not a lot of words. I want to show Hannah here. So it's a lot of art.
Oh, and it looks cute. So this would be, what do you think?
Kids.
Late elementary? Late, like elementary?
Yeah, I mean, the words are not terrible, but some of the names are. But little elementary kids might not be able to read it, but you could read it with kids.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a plus.
Love.
All right, so my book of the week.
Book of the week. It's the book of the week.
Fantastic Four, issue 28.
LOL. We love.
This is beginning One World Under Doom, which is going to take over the year, where Dr. Doom is now going to be considered the ruler of Earth. Because
of coming up on Dr. Doom movie?
Well, this is maybe, but this happened last year where Stephen Strange had to give Dr. Doom his powers as Sorcerer Supreme in order for him to save and says once he saved the world, he would give them back.
And he didn't.
He said, well, the world's not saved yet. So he is Sorcerer Supreme.
Savior of... This is why you got to operationally define your terms.
Yes. Well, I think this is going to be a very important issue. So what happens is Reed Richards has been trying his hardest to figure out how to get into Latveria because they can't, because he has a magic spell over it. And of course, Reed Richards is pure science. So they decide that they're going to go with Dane Whitman, who is the Black Knight, who is a man of science and also magic, to try to figure out how to combine the two. Basically, it is Dr. Doom using them in order to find the only weapon that could actually destroy Doom for him. That's what ends up happening at the end. However,
fake quest.
During all of this, Reed Richards, who is he has been trying to study magic and science to put them together. Well, at the end, Doom is going to kill Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and Reed Richards does his first magic spell
Okay.
and rescues both of them.
Wizard
So
or warlock.
I really have a feeling that this is going to turn out to be, magic will be coming into this. So, but this is going to be something that's going to carry over for probably 6 or 7 months.
Okay.
But this is the beginning of One World Under Doom.
One
There you
World
go.
Under Doom.
Fantastic Four. 28.
Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun.
Although the Wonder Woman books are great. Yeah. I did get a few more books. I just haven't had a chance to read them because I didn't pick my books up.
That's okay.
Recently. But I read the ones I wanted to read.
Mood.
There you go. Yeah.
Mood.
All right, Hannah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about pop music. That's a
Pop
song.
music.
Do you know
I
that
know
song?
that song. Yeah. It was really popular on TikTok like 2 months ago.
That song is ancient.
It was really popular on TikTok 2 months ago.
It was popular about 40 years ago.
There was a girl who had short, brown, curly hair who would dance to it and show and be like, "This is the outfit I'm wearing today." And she
Just
would
wait
dance
till
to
Mom
it.
and I have our own TikTok.
Okay. Do your own TikTok, Dad. I dare you.
We'll make bread.
Perfect. There is sourdough TikTok.
Listen, it took us 12 hours to make our focaccia, and it was awesome.
You said it was fire and that you are having a
Delicious.
problem because you want to eat all of it.
Well, it's gone now. We gave it away. Anywho, Hannah, what Hannah and I are going to talk about is one of the best movies. And this was a struggle for me because I'm like, I have a preset list of top 10 movies, and it's just.
Do you think that this should be?
It's so hard because I don't want to get rid of any of my favorite movies, but
Okay.
I'm gonna have to expand my list.
Is this better or on par with The Martian?
better?
Better than The Martian.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Although they're both science fiction, outer spacey movies, The Martian and Interstellar are two totally different films.
Yeah.
The Martian,
100%.
The Martian is sweet and fun. Now, granted, there's suspense, but there's not doom. I never felt doom in that movie.
There's doom in this one.
Yeah. So
For sure.
So Interstellar is a movie. If you guys haven't seen it, I don't know where you've been for the last 10
We're going to
years.
spoil it. So if you haven't seen it, be gone.
Although Trevin in the thing said that there's a 20-year limit on spoilers, but I think he's crazy. This movie is it's set in the future where there's been something happen. The population is down. There's food is diminished. People don't have technology like they used to have. And it's basically a big dust bowl. It's basically like, what if we had everything we have now but went back to the 1920s? And
So there's a lack of food due to something that they called the blight.
the blight.
And that's where we meet our main character.
Coop. His last
Cooper.
name is Cooper. They call him Coop.
call him
He
Coop.
used to be a
NASA pilot.
NASA pilot.
But I didn't catch this until this watch. That
The reason that
the reason that it didn't work was
first time.
because all of this happened.
correct.
So he had done
because of-
all of this training and was like ready to be a NASA pilot
right.
when the world kind of went wah wah.
Yes, but the anomaly that happened in his house is the anomaly that affected his
That affected all
ship.
of like transportation. Yeah.
It affected his ship. So it basically it was him that did it.
Crazy.
You come back to find this anyway.
Crazy.
So what happens is basically they have to leave planet Earth and find a new planet. But how can you find a new planet? Well, somebody put a black hole outside of Saturn.
How nice of them.
Well, really a black hole with Earth-like
It's a worm.
planets.
It's not a black hole. It's a wormhole.
Wormhole.
Wormhole and black holes are not the same. A black hole is a and a wormhole is a travel.
But it's around a black hole. But inside it, there is a black hole.
Yes. It's giving
Gargantua.
it's giving expanse. For those of it's
Yeah,
the
there is a black
circles
hole.
and expanse is what it is.
Once you go into the wormhole, there is a black hole there.
Yes.
They call it Gargantua.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's a big thing about how time is affected versus gravity. And so they have to go check out these different planets to find a planet that can sustain life.
Yes.
And that's what happens. That's not all that happens.
You got very... You got a little bit ahead of yourself there, Dad.
I don't know how to explain it. But anyway.
It's about family. And it's about relationships. It's about love. It is what else is it about? Cooper's our main character.
It's about relationships.
It's about like how humans as a species, how we love and care for each other. Yeah, Trevin just commented, a black hole is a major collapse of gravity. A wormhole is essentially a door from Monsters, Inc. Trevin got salty pants about how they talked about the black hole. He's like, that's not how black holes work. I'm like, this is a science fiction movie.
Yeah, but actually, this probably had more physicists involved and astrophysicists involved than any movie that ever came out.
Than The Martian, do you think?
100%. And actually, this was, I'm going to go back to this. I'll explain to this. So this movie was conceived by this lady named Linda Obst and a theoretical physicist named Kip Thorne. They also collaborated on a film in 1997. I was
going to say, why do I know Kip Thorne?
Which is one of our favorite sci-fi movies, Contact.
Really? I love that movie. Jodie Foster.
Yes.
Yeah,
the same people that
the
same thing that created this.
Such a good movie.
Thank you very much. Yes. So they both they were the ones who conceived this movie in 1997. No. They conceived it, which is funny. Do you know how they got to know each other?
How?
They were set up on a blind date by Carl Sagan.
Who's Carl Sagan?
Oh, no. Hannah, don't say that.
I'm Googling him. Don't get mad at me.
Before there was Degrassi Tyson, there was Carl Sagan. Cosmos. He is like, big when I was young.
He's a planetary scientist.
Yes, huge.
He looks
Anyway,
like he's got a kind face.
Yes. So, I didn't mean to
he
take away
wrote
your
Contact.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Okay.
All right. So, go ahead. What were we talking about? The movie. Oh, it was about. So, it's interesting because Christopher Nolan movies. Sometimes I don't know what I'm watching. I will watch a movie 1,000 times. I still don't know what I'm watching.
You didn't love Tenet.
Oh, I did too. I thought Tenet was great.
You liked Tenet? Which is the one you didn't like?
I know I like them all. I don't think I've had an issue with any of his movies per se. I liked Tenet. The issue I have with, what's the one you love?
Oh,
with the spinning top.
Inception.
Yes.
I love Inception.
Are they out? Are they in?
That's part of the fun.
So, and this one is he alive? Is he dead?
Yeah. It was, okay. So Cooper is a dad.
Yes.
I didn't realize this till this watch either.
Okay.
The grandpa is his wife's dad.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I just think that
his father-in-law.
I thought that was so tender. Raising, having your father. I thought that was so tender. I did not realize that. Timothy Chalamet as the son, as the younger son. That was Timothy Chalamet.
No way. Was it really?
It was Timothy Chalamet. I literally was watching. I was like, Timothy? I was like, what? Timothy Chalamet is the younger son. Which I just thought, your dad's Googling it to make sure. I'm not lying to you. It's Timothy Chalamet.
I believe you. I believe you.
I was like, what are you doing here? So he's a dad to a boy and a girl. I can't remember the boy's name. Timothy.
Go ahead.
I can't remember. And a young girl named Murph. Her name's Murphy, and she's named after Murphy's Law. Which, by the way, we give it a negative connotation, but he's like, no, Murphy's Law is not what's bad will happen. It's what can happen
will happen.
Yeah.
Anything can. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Murphy's Law could be good.
Yeah. And so the movie starts out with her talking about her ghost and that she has a ghost in her room. And
Tom.
Cooper is like,
the boy's name is Tom.
Cooper's like, you don't have a ghost. And if you do have a ghost, convince me. Use science and convince me. The teacher trying to say we didn't actually go to space and it was a contrived thing. And him getting his daughter suspended. Iconic. Because Cooper's like, haha, I literally went to space.
They were like, so the daughter gets in trouble because she's like showing old pictures of
textbooks,
the lunar landing textbooks, and they're illegal now. And he has this whole big spiel about, well, maybe if they'd not gotten rid of these machines, like the MRI, you would have found the tumor in my wife before she died, and then she'd be sitting here doing this instead of me.
Which would be nice because she's far more patient.
Because she's not patient than I am. And they go, so you want to know what I'm going to do with her for doing this? She's swinging out like of a baseball kick right now.
I'm going to take her to a baseball game.
Her favorite team's in town this week. I'm thinking I might take her to a baseball game. Get her popcorn.
Man, it was so good. And so Murph's ghost is who helps Cooper find NASA. NASA is underground. And so Cooper would not have been able to go on this trip and be the pilot on this trip to go find another world for human race to be populated on.
Right.
Without this ghost. So Cooper goes to outer space. They go through their wormhole. They have 3 viable planets, and they have to decide what planets they're going to go to. But because these planets are around a black hole, time is different.
Time moves different.
Time moves differently.
That is what people believe. The closer you are to a black hole, time moves fast. Time for people away from it will go faster. Like if the closer I am to a black hole, time slows down for me. So,
and man, let me tell you that they are very good.
So they go to the one that is really close to the black hole. So every minute spent there is like 6 months or something. Mm-hmm. So they leave a guy up above, and then they go down to this planet, and disaster strikes, and they get stuck down there. And here's the deal. Hans Zimmer does the music for this.
I'm just saying, he's literally one of my favorite. James Newton Howard, Hans Zimmer, my 2 favorite composers of all time.
And his use in this movie, this tick, 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 tick. He did that in the movie The Red Line. But in this movie, it's like you are like going, oh no. There is time ticking away. And it's like 7 years before they get back. They've been gone 7 years.
No,
Isn't
it's
that right?
23.
23?
They've been gone 23 years.
Wow. So they were down there for like an hour. And they come back 23 years.
23 years later.
This guy's been up there for himself by 23 years.
Can I tell you that Tarzan Case, the robot friends, are my literal favorite part of this entire movie? Is Tarzan Case, these like marine style robots. They are so funny. So
the one guy who I think plays Case maybe, or I can't remember. It's Bill Irwin. His name is Bill Irwin. You probably don't know the name, but if you've ever seen the music video, Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Yeah.
So there's Robin Williams, the guy that sings the song, and another guy, that's Bill Irwin.
Oh, fun.
He was also Mr. Somebody in Elmo's World.
Elmo's World. Okay. Can I tell you my least favorite part of this entire film?
Yes. I bet I know what it is.
What's my least favorite part of the entire film, Dad?
When the old guy's dying and he says he lied.
No.
No?
Matt Damon is my least favorite part of this entire film.
Oh, yes.
I need you to know, we get a
Mr. Noodle, by the way. Bill Irwin was Mr. Noodle. Yes, anyway.
We get a FaceTime call from Trevin's cousins asking if we're watching the Tennessee game. Trevin was trying to, he could not get it pulled up, but we were actually watching Interstellar. And I'm like, no, Trevin's trying to pull it up. We're watching Interstellar. And they're like, oh, where are you? And I was like, oh, this. I turned my phone around to show them. And I was like, and Ben was like, Matt, Damon.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I was like texting Dad while we were watching the movie just to like keep him updated.
Yeah.
This is the best part. Matt Damon, you lying turd. Yeah, he's a butthead.
Yes.
What a nugget.
What would you do? What would you do, though? I mean,
I wouldn't sign up.
And you know what? Here's the deal, though. The only reason he did it was because he missed human contact. Again, the whole entire part of the movie. I think that is the biggest thing. Family and I understand tough, right? Here's the deal.
Don't sign up.
The people who signed up for this, it was called the Lazarus Mission.
Friend.
Because you know you're going to die and hopefully be brought back to life.
Not sorry.
No.
Don't sign up.
Anne Hathaway
made you go.
You talked about Anne Hathaway. She has a huge part in this movie. And
she's a female lead other than Jessica Chastain.
Right. And she has feelings for the scientist who went to the furthest planet, which is the planet they should have went to in the first place.
Yeah, why didn't they just go there first? Like, honestly.
Yeah, because it took more fuel.
Gas.
More fuel, yeah. And Wolf Edmondson, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she basically has a speech about, it is because I love him. Love is a force. And maybe love is what does it. And honestly, if you can look it up and read it every once in a while on Valentine's Day, I always pull up cool things that people say about love. And that's one I always go to.
One that you really, that's tender. Yes. I didn't know that.
Yes,
Dad.
It's amazing because the whole entire thing is about, it's the love of a father.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew McConaughey, that's his entire deal. That's his only reason for going is to save his daughter. He doesn't care about the human race. He goes, no. He goes, telling it, when you leave, what does he say? And that rules out telling a 10-year-old daughter that the world's going to end or something like that. I can't remember something like that. But
man,
it's the whole entire reason. And I believe love is what kept them going.
Yeah.
Which makes it really special because when they enter the black hole and when they leave it, they touch hands.
Yeah, I think
he holds her hand. He reaches out to touch her hand. You don't know it's him at the beginning until the end. And I think it's all about that.
The parts that always get me, and let me tell you, I was weeping. I was weeping. Matthew McConaughey watching the video of his daughter being the same age as him.
Okay, listen, when this movie came out, anytime like they would like people would clip this together,
would just
like
show that
him crying like, now we're watching the new Star Wars movie, the new Star Wars trailer, us watching the Star Wars trailer. Yeah, him crying because his daughter.
The thing that got me good this time was when he finally is reunited with her on Cooper Station.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And she is like, hi, Daddy. And they're talking.
And she's like 80 years old.
She's 90 something years old.
Yes. Yeah.
She's old. And he was like, why did you wait for me? Or like something like that.
Because my dad said he was coming back.
She's like, because my dad made me a promise.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like,
I'm going to tear up right now. I can't help it. Yeah. I mean,
catch me crying in the club. And by the club, I mean the couch in my living room.
Yeah, because my dad said he was coming back. He made me a promise.
Because my dad made me a promise. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Excellent movie. 10
Excellent movie.
10.
Yeah, we could talk about this forever and go on forever. But
the music is phenomenal. If you haven't watched it,
it's long, but it goes by fast. It really does.
Topher Grace being in it threw me for a loop.
And Michael Caine is fantastic.
He's in every Christopher Nolan movie though that ever exists.
Well, Christopher Nolan has his own group of people that he wants in all of his movies, and you can't help it. I mean, it's fine if that's what works.
Apparently, he gives all of his scripts on red paper so that you can't copy it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's funny. Well, I don't know, but okay, I'm for it. Yes, Interstellar is a plus, and if I had to choose a new entry, I might just have to expand the list to do the top 20.
Top.
Because it's hard to choose just my top 10. My top 10 are
Fair.
just, they're very nostalgic, and that's part of the reason. Not necessarily the best movies ever made, but that's fine. They're mine.
It doesn't have
Well,
to be the best movie ever made for it to be a movie you like.
Go back. We talked about our favorite movies of all time in a previous episode.
I don't know where, but I'm sure you can find it.
All right. Well, that's all I've got.
End roll.
End roll. Do it, Hannah.
Hi, sweet friends. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hey, our intro music was performed and composed by Brockwell Nason. You can check him out anywhere you listen to music. Our art was made by Nate, my dear sweet brother, in Microsoft Paint. He is talented and wonderful. Thank you for doing that for us, bud.
I need to get some more pins made. I'm out of them.
Okay, sick. Yeah. Dad makes pins and does YouTube. I edit and upload. The end.
The end. Got a comic convention coming up.
Woo,
March 1st and 2nd. Nashville Celebrity Comic Con. I think there's going to be 6 vendors there, but not a lot of vendors signed up.
It's going to be you, Dad. You're going to have so many people there.
I feel so sorry for everybody else that's going to show up there for vendors, because when mine pops up there and they're like, they're
going to be like, oh no,
I got a turd.
There's no point.
There's no point to go on. Yeah. So anyway. All right. Well, we thank you guys for following along. And until next time, we will
catch you on the flippity flop. Bye, friends.
Bye, guys.